Without the drama, where do you go? It can't all be love and happiness and second kisses and home wrecking.
Home wrecking.
Just pulling out my notes here from season 1, episode 8. The truth is out there and it hurts.
Hey, it wasn't so bad. Like, we're getting so much better.
I know. I agree.
It was
I think it's
marginally
actually
better.
like things are firing on all cylinders right now. PK, wait, what's the doll behind your what's the shoulder doll?
Oh, someone made me a pop that would be a warrior Leo.
Oh, wow.
So, you know,
You're representing?
Yeah, it's got my green eyes and everything.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Uh-oh. True.
Someone
No.
made me a pop of
It's got
Kimberly
Prue and
Grock.
Piper too.
Oh, no.
Kimberly.
There she is.
I'm actually going to leave her.
Please
there.
don't.
Yeah.
No, we don't need her. Although she was a great character.
By the way, though, look at the fit on the back.
Yeah, that was actually my hat. I still have that hat.
No way.
I
bet you could auction that off for a lot of charity money.
Probably.
Save the world.
Yep. With said hat.
With said hat. All right. So diving in, this episode aired November 25th, 1998, directed by Jim Cottner.
2,000 years ago.
2,000 years ago. The two things that I want to just jump right into. Well, one, the cat fighting over Dale it's hitting an apex.
I mean, I just should have let Phoebe have him.
What? I'd have been out by episode 10.
Yo, she was going hard. There was such a full court press by her. It was amazing.
I can't get past my beeper. I had a beeper. In my pocket.
That was pretty awesome.
Between
really
your beeper and BK
awful.
still wearing the XXL jacket, you came right back in with it. And I was like, man, they're just carrying that over from the last episode, huh?
Oh yeah, it became my jacket. It was my thing. I had a piece of clothing.
I thought Andy, who I've been writing really hard for the first 7 episodes, he was great. I thought he killed it. He was really funny. And I thought Shannon was amazing.
She was very emotional.
Very emotional. You know how I love the feels, the deep feels.
All the things that bother me are like the beeper, the running in heels. That was like the first time. That was the beginning of the end when we started running in heels. And then I was like, these are the things I remember where I'm like, okay. And then we had to change our shoes from the shoes in the trunk and we weren't running in heels anymore. And they were like, you had shoes in the trunk? I was like, uh-huh, we did. We just switch them out.
Whose idea was it to start running in heels? Like, definitely. Who do we blame for this?
I mean, Charlie's Angels, basically.
Did they run in heels?
Yeah.
Were those platforms?
Well, definitely.
Okay.
They were wedgie, like.
Sure.
Yeah.
What's a wedgie?
It's a wedge heel, not like that kind of wedgie. It's a wedge heel. It's clunky. I don't know. I don't
like there's a platform for it.
Yeah. You know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. And I also have to say the fake music is irritating me less. Like in the credits, like I'm almost getting used to it. Like it was a good college try because apparently nobody thought the show would still be on and we wouldn't need licensing for our song anymore, or CBS just decided not to pay it. I don't know what it is, but it irritates me less.
Okay. Was there anything about the show that this episode specifically that stood out for you from either a story point of view, besides your beeper or Dale's jacket? You said penis.
I did. She did say the P word.
I was like, Piper said penis. I have that actually in all caps on my notes here.
Yeah. I mean, this is big foreshadowing, but the vaccine and the creepy evil third eye, which I mean, it wasn't our worst effect. It definitely wasn't our best. Like I said, it always helps to have a good bad guy. And this was a good bad guy. still with questionable effects.
Sure.
But no, what really stood out for me is clearly, the kiss that, made everything go downhill for
Oh,
for BK at home.
Downhill.
Yeah,
Oh,
look at his face right now.
that's right. That was
that was the one.
Oh,
the
Unless there was
one.
another one that I'm not
No,
aware
no.
of.
And it wasn't the first one where you made the move. It was, the second
Oh,
one
it was the second
where
one?
I really came in for it. Like,
wait, do tell.
What's
Pray
the
tell.
difference? Because you were the aggressor? Like, does it really make a difference? I
Guys,
don't see
what
the
is going
difference
on?
between the
I'm
two.
staring at BK and I am dying to know your inner monologue.
well, I'm very new on the show. I
Okay.
got a 2-year-old at home. And, at this point, I'm, trying to recur on the show. So, when that happens as an actor, you generally watch. You watch.
Yeah.
So I was at home with the wife watching and knowing what was coming. So I stepped outside, but she stayed in to watch.
Oh, no. And it
And
didn't go well from there.
And what happened when you
it
walked back in the
goes to
room?
commercial and she comes outside and I'm like, well, and she goes, well, that kiss lasted a while. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, lasted a while. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to sell it. I'm trying to stay on the show. And it's love interest. Like, well, you did that, didn't you? And it just exploded. It escalated. It turned into a knockdown, drag out. The pot came flying through the house. It actually broke a window in our living room. This big, huge picture window.
Shattering.
And that was kind of the beginning of, her thinking that Holly and I were, doing it on set and
all the time, everywhere, in the manner.
I sold it. I totally sold that, going in for that kiss. So
oh my God. It's just
wow.
And like to me, it looks like so
that.
awkward. Like to me, it's like, ugh.
No,
like Piper's like trying to be the aggressor and she's so bad at it. Like it was so awkward for me to watch, let alone even like do it. And so that's some good acting chops right there, BK.
Yeah. Well, we sold it.
Well, it was very professional.
It was
was there any
I lost a light. Hold on.
Was there any tongue? Like
Losing
was
the
it like
light.
an accidental?
Exactly like Shannon and Alyssa. They're like, oh my God, like kiss for real. Like you have a little tongue.
Yeah.
Like they were literally saying that on set as we're both standing there like, no, this is awkward.
That was great.
Like literally
go for it.
Go for it.
Literally like peer pressure. It was so rude.
It was so awkward. Usually when you have a scene kissing or whatever, the other actors go to their trailer. They walk away.
Yeah.
You close the set. It's a private moment. But no, those two stood right there like that, like this.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Terrible.
Like, do it. It's like, what the heck? It was hard.
Terrible.
Well, you bring up an interesting point. When there is any sort of intimate scene between two characters, what's the general protocol? Like close set?
I think it depends on what it is. I mean, generally it's a kiss. People just walk away like, well, I don't need to be there. But anytime there's intimate stuff, it's cleared. You talk about it. You talk with the director, the producer, the actors talk. Generally I'll have a conversation with my fellow actor and we'll be like, all right, how you feeling? Where do you want to go with this? Great. Everybody's on the same page.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Just to kind of expand on that a little bit. Did you guys have a conversation before
I don't remember.
Said kiss?
I don't think so because it's just a kiss, right? It's not like we were
It's never a kiss.
It's just a kiss. I don't think so. It was kind of like, especially it being a first kiss. It's like, let's just have it happen.
I would have rather wanted to surprise you. That would have been very method of me.
Oh, you surprised him with how you were going to do it?
Yeah, I have had an actor once on another show ask me like what I was comfortable with.
Like from a kissing standpoint.
Yeah, which is super uncomfortable, by the way. Yeah, he asked me like beforehand if I was okay with tongue. And I was like, I really don't know how to answer that question.
Well,
Like,
did he slip you the tongue?
I think he did.
Well,
Did you slip yours back?
I don't think I did.
you're all.
Can we get some visual confirmation on this?
Let me review the tape and I'll get back to you.
And then get back to me. Great.
I did one once, and it's in this movie, and was literally with two different women in this movie. It's part of the story plot. Anyway, we're like almost naked, right? And girl comes up to me. She's gorgeous. I'm already like, wow, this is what a day. Like, good morning, come to the set, and I'm in bed with two beautiful women. But she's like, hey, bro, I don't mind, whatever, we go for it. And she's Australian, that's where the accent, don't mind. Listen, let's go for it. Let's really go for it. He goes, and if you feel anything down there, don't worry, that's just my clitoris ring. And I'm like,
what?
Oh, okay.
What?
Like, wow. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure we were going to be doing the grinding, but let's go. Roll the camera.
Oh my God. She warned you that there was a weapon down there.
There's a weapon. But, I'm glad I got the heads up, right? So usually there's a heads up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you learn something new every day. Every day.
I always find those scenes so difficult because what was it? Was it Denzel Washington who kind of like famously said, like, don't be insulted if I get aroused, and don't be assaulted if I don't get aroused? Like I think it was him talking about that, because you have these intimate scenes where you start making out with someone, and like sometimes you get caught up in the moment, and other times you're I think more often than not, and it's always been this way for me on any intimate scene, where there's like 50 people staring at you, and there's a camera right here as you're making out with someone. It doesn't really feel that intimate.
You weren't into
it's
the scene.
not. I mean,
you were not into the scene.
Okay.
You didn't sell it. No, but oftentimes, like, they'll like even position your heads.
Yeah, where
like,
it's
they'll say,
solely for the camera, so it doesn't even feel right or authentic. And I've definitely been in the situation where it's like, oh, we're already deep into the relationship, and so you want to have like a shorthand in regards to like intimacy, like what's okay, what's not. But I think obviously for a first kiss, especially like your guys' first kiss, you want to play it in the moment. Like, you don't know what a first kiss is like. It's good that you kind of didn't really discuss it. You just went for it, and then you went for it again, and then you went for it again.
Yeah, and we became like grandparent kissers over the years. It was funny. Like,
oh really?
Okay, love you.
Oh, it was like that.
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean,
I know.
I think I'm gonna ask someone out there. Anyone, can we get like a kiss? A kiss montage.
There's probably already one out there.
I'm sure there is. I'll do a deep dive into that for sure.
No, what kills me in this episode is like Leo just like, here comes Dale, just swinging through the kitchen door. Morning, ladies.
Yeah.
Morning.
And then in the other scene, you come in the back door. You're like, hey there.
I mean, what are you working on this episode? Is it the stairs?
Am I still staining? I don't know.
No, I think the stains are done.
No, but literally you just walk in through every open door because apparently they're all unlocked too.
One thing that stood out for me also, I feel like Phoebe in this episode is really kind of finding her own in regards to her footing and her role with these powers and responsibilities. It seemed like the writers did a good job or Alyssa specifically did a really good job of, she's like the first one to fully lean into this. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or
Oh no, absolutely was intentional. And yeah, like I feel like this is like one of the first episodes where you can all like distinctly see our characters, and especially hers in this one.
Mm-hmm.
The truth spell kind of helps as well. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, had Liar Liar come out? I wonder what year that was, and I wonder if it was a playoff of that movie, kind of doing the same storyline.
That was
Jim Carrey.
Yeah. It was interesting because you guys Piper and Phoebe weren't aware of the spell, right? And it wasn't until Prue later kind of copped to it. Like
Well,
because she was up in the attic solo, and the book
right.
kept for whatever reason opening back up to
The
this
book has
one
a mind
spell
of
for
its
her
own now.
and encouraging her to do it on her own.
No, I think we kind of knew something was off.
Right.
Apparently, we both lie a lot. Um, but yeah, no. And on the beeper front, when Phoebe
Back to the
says,
beeper.
don't be mad at me about the phone bill because I was on the internet all night. I was like,
Great.
oh my God, we're so old. We're just so old.
Oh yeah, can I borrow your laptop to surf the? I need to surf the web.
Yeah, and then it's on the phone bill because it's dial up. Like, look at me
Incredible.
explaining this to Drew. He's like, I don't know what that means. So it's
I
on
don't
the
know what
phone
dial-up
bill.
is.
Like, so the phone is busy because it's dial up, and then there's a phone
Wait,
bill.
you couldn't surf the internet and make a phone call?
No,
No.
it was on the phone line.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's wild.
So
Unless
very,
you
very
had
old.
a cell phone, which at that time nobody really used it because it was
But
crazy
Prue
expensive.
did, or no? Yeah, Prue had a cell phone.
Well,
Prue
Big
did.
antenna.
she had a big job.
I can't
Make a lot of
differentiate
money.
between Prue's cell phone and your guy's house phone. Like I don't know. Like, is she on the landline or is she making cell calls? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Who didn't have an AOL account at that point?
BK, did anything
Are they
stand
still a
out for
thing?
you?
You
What?
know, the pager was definitely a catcher beginning. I didn't mind the effect. You know, it worked in the beginning, and then you could see it, and then you couldn't, and it was kind of funky. But I think the actor who played that role did it well. Very creepy and dangerous. You know, I enjoyed that. And I enjoyed Martin. Is it Jason that plays Martin? You know, Piper's boss. I feel like he brings a bunch of
Fuck
levity
that
to
dude
it.
and his white chowder. That's all I'm gonna say. I got really defensive.
But he brings a real levity to the show in a
For
way
sure.
that you know, works. You know, you guys loved it. I loved how the girls. Yes, you're finding it. You guys seem to have a banter, but overall, the episode for me wasn't my favorite thus far. And that's because maybe you know, I look at myself on camera. I'm like, oh gosh,
Oh,
I'm
that's
so
why.
cutesy. Like,
You were.
be
You were very.
cutesy. It's like, oh gee, was that a note from spelling? What the
We
hell?
are all our own worst critic.
I was about to say, do either of you have the problem of differentiating or separating yourself and your performance to the overall, let's say, story or show? Like when you're in something and you're
No,
watching it?
like what episode is this? What episode are we on? Okay, so the first
8.
few were really hard for me to get into watching myself again because I've just in the last, I don't know, decade just made it a plan not to. But I
Mm.
used to watch every piece of footage from the show. Like I'd watch dailies in my trailer during lunch from the day before. And then I'd watch the episodes and really like be puzzled as to some of the edits and be a pain in the ass about it. So with this one, like I actually sort of refound my rhythm where I honestly almost see it as a different person. And not just
Oh,
because
cool.
it's 20 years ago. Like I
Right.
literally used to watch it as just like that's a different person.
Right.
Like
So
I
you
had to
can objectively
disassociate.
watch a performance
Yeah.
of Piper and completely separate yourself from it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Like it's
I don't know if I
it's a
can. I mean,
different
yes,
person.
it's been a very long time, but I still run back and go, oh, were you even listening? Like what? Like were you? Like what? You said it like that. She said it like that. How? Yeah, you were not listening.
You were not listening, BK.
Oh,
Hate it when you don't listen. That's pretty
it's
funny.
hard for me anytime to watch something I'm in and still be in the story as a viewer. I can watch the whole episode, but then as soon as I pop on, I'm like, I'm kind of out of it.
Do you find yourself looking at like, is it the whole thing? Like whether it's how your hair looked or what you were wearing, whether you were listening in the moment, like, are you looking at from more like an aesthetic point of view or you're like, oh, I wish I went and made a different choice there?
Not so much aesthetic. Frosted tips were all the rave at that point, and
Oh yeah.
I dug it. So, um, I think at first when I was watching it, when the show was airing, I'd watch it, and it was like technical.
Mhm.
Where you're holding your head, your eye lines, how you look, your turn, your all that stuff, and um, but yeah, it's more, am I listening? Am I reacting? Or am I flat? Am I bringing energy to it? So all of those things. Is the moment real? And I think I always pick that apart. What I look like, I don't really care, but
Right.
am I believable? I guess is the big thing I look for.
Well, Holly touched on it a little bit. I think one of the hardest things for an actor is to feel it in the moment. Like you're having this moment with someone, I'm having a moment with Holly, and then you're like, oh God, that really felt good and authentic. And then, a couple weeks later when it airs, you see it and they didn't take the take that you thought you nailed. And like the
Mhm.
editor made some weird cut or a choice. And all of a sudden you're like, or they went with just something completely different. And I've always found that kind of detrimental to the performance because then the next day where I would start questioning whether, like, was that the right choice? Like, it messes with me too. I really dislike watching myself in the performance because you don't have any control over how they edit you.
So
And
that'll be really fun when we get to your episodes. Man.
I think as long as you have the technical down, then it really is all about performance, and the best you can do is react and try and be real, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
Studying Steve McQueen this last year and watching everything and reading up about him, but he bought a Airy with a whole lens package, and he would sit at home and film himself and watch his angles and check his eye lines, chin up, chin down, chin over there, this, that, that. So he knew when he got into a 50 from 10 feet, he knew where he wanted his body position to be to make
That's
the
so
biggest impact and
crazy.
look the best.
Oh god,
So
I could
so he
never.
was completely technical in that respect, and then yet forgot about it all and then tried to be in the moment, which he did so brilliantly. But to know that he was that technically into it, knowing cameras and lenses and everything, and where to put his chin, and what came off so he looked studly or weak, or
Oh, no. I
that
used
whole
to
thing.
have, like, the absolute worst posture in auditions because I would just forget the rest of my body and just act with my face. Like, I literally it's an interesting. I was like, I literally had to train myself to be aware of what the rest of my body was doing.
So when the show, and you said you were getting the dailies all the time, Holly, were
Uh-huh.
were you looking at the technical aspect, or were you looking at the overall show performance?
I was looking at the overall show,
Mm.
because we were all very opinionated from the very beginning about what we wanted it to be like. And at that point, I was just constantly striving to get better. And I know there's this weird like phenomenon that happens occasionally with me that I know I've done a scene well when everything else kind of fades away and I'm just focused on what's happening.
Yes.
But if I'm doing it and I see everything and I know where every cameraman is and I know where every light is and I can hear every sound, that's when I know that I'm sucking. Like, because 'cause I'm not in the moment. I'm so distracted. But it's an interesting phenomenon when it works and it's like it's not something I've been able to replicate doing anything else in my life where I'm so laser focused, clearly. Um, so it's an interesting exercise in futility for sure.
No, I've talked about this with a lot of my friends and a lot of times on set. The best anyone ever feels is like all of a sudden it's like the scene's over and you're like, I don't know what just happened. It's almost like you black out because you are
Yeah.
so laser focused in the moment. And when it becomes completely unconscious, like your reactions, it just is so authentic. You like the
Well,
character
how
takes
often
over.
has it happened where it's like, okay, we're punching in, do exactly what you just did, and you're like, what did I
I don't
do?
even know what just happened.
Like,
But that's
"Ugh."
happened in class, that's happened on stage. It's just like there are these moments that you find like in that you're chasing. It's like when you're playing golf and you hit that perfect shot and it feels everything feels right when it comes off the club head for you. And you felt it, I'm sure, 100 times or more in acting. It's this feeling that once you hit, you just constantly want to chase. And like Holly said, it's like when that happens, there is nothing better. And because you were completely locked in and it was authentic to the moment and authentic to the character. And yeah, it's kind of what I chase.
So a
So you're
follow-up question to
saying
that, you're watching the overall energy, how the show is melding, the storylines. Then did you take that newfound knowledge to the girls and then sit down and watch it together? Would you guys go over it if you had a note?
no, Alyssa did not like to watch them. I think Shannon would occasionally, just not as obsessively as me. And she would also look more so for what it looked like, style wise and lighting wise and that kind of stuff. But no, I was obsessed. I was obsessed. So you're saying that none of those fade to black moments happened for you on this one, Brian? Just
What do you
not
mean
feeling it?
fade to black moments?
Well, like
Oh yeah.
literally, like, when you're just so in the moment, everything literally fades away. Like you have tunnel vision almost.
No, I think that's where I try to get
He's
all the
like,
time
no.
is know what the moment is, know where you want to be, and that's it. And
Mhm.
either you're in the moment, feeling the moment, or you're not. And it's definitely where I want to be always. I think I was at that point in time, I was pretty concerned about just trying to stay on the show. So I knew I had to hit certain beats and moments and smiles and things to bring something across that was appealing to the audience. Was I hitting them or not? I think all I could do was look in your eyes and connect with you. And the one thing I have to say to all the fans out there, if you don't look in Holly's eyes when you're in a scene with her, she will snap her fingers and tell you to wake the fuck up.
Hey, 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 hey,
You're
over here.
either
Hey.
in the scene or you're not. And it's one thing I learned really early is like you better be in it and you better be connected. And so it made my half of the job much easier because there was somebody on the other side who was willing to connect. And you
Right.
don't always get that when you're acting. A lot of times somebody will be doing their performance and you could be trying to get into it with them, but they don't care because they're doing their half of the scene. And Holly's very much, let's connect, let's do it together, and let's be in this moment together. So it's how I like to work, and it made my job very, very easy for sure.
Yeah.
Apparently, Beth thought your job was real, real easy.
Yeah. I know you felt that.
No, but Holly, that's one of the great gifts you gave me very early on in my career was just like constantly be present. You were there for every off camera. You really wanted to connect and it mattered to you. And you can tell like with anyone who's talked with you, John a couple weeks ago, Brian right now, like it's this universal thing where you were so present and always locked um in the moment, and it really does make it so much easier from an acting partner standpoint because we just have to react naturally to whatever you're giving us.
And it
It's
could go
fun.
anywhere at that point. You're not set into this
Like Another Kiss, you too?
performance. The line's going to go this way. It's like, it'll never be the same because
Mm-mm.
it's growing and alive, right?
Yeah.
See, now that's exactly what
It's
Alyssa did.
it's exact.
Did she?
With the tongue.
Little tongue.
Oh Lord.
Okay. I feel
Be
Lord.
like
more
there's a
in the
good
moment, you two.
The
uh,
shit hit the fan, literally. So I think it was fine.
hilarious.
It
Thank you very
worked.
much.
She has good sense of humor. That's all I'm
Breaking
gonna
hearts
say.
everywhere.
Well, I feel like this is a really good time to
Home
kind
record.
of make a quick transition to we're doing something a little
Skirt.
different this episode where we are bringing on three of our fans, Patreon members who have
Uber fans.
super fans who have supported the show, supported us, and have gotten the opportunity to come and kind of pseudo guest host with us. So The first one is Demetrius coming to us live from Greece with, I believe, the most incredible mustache one has ever seen.
Welcome.
Hello.
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 How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's so good to see all three of you.
Yes,
Hey, man.
me too.
I'm so
Great to see you
excited.
too. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm just going to go ahead and say that I'm kind of nervous, but
don't be nervous.
it's
I'm
gonna
just
be
going to
fun.
talk about your Coyote Piper dance for 1 second.
Oh my God.
We're going to have to get a clip of it.
What, you're going to show a clip?
I think we might have to.
Oh
We'll
my
figure
God.
it
We might have to. So
do
for
you know
anybody
that?
who doesn't know, so in France, we did this convention where somebody asked me to do the Coyote Piper dance. And our friend Demetrius here was just literally, he saved me by doing it for me. And actually knew it, though. Like, knew all the steps, by the way.
Kind of. I actually did know all of the steps back then, but as soon as Dorian, he held me up in his arms as if I was a bride, and he brought me out on stage, and then I blacked out, and I did a couple of them, and everybody started cheering, and I instantly became the mascot of the convention.
Incredible. Hey, quick question for you. How did you come to Charmed? Like, how did you find it? How was it introduced in your life?
I was actually very lucky, and I do remember the first time that I saw it was actually the pilot, and it was the first time that it was being broadcasted in Greece. And I remember that we had gone over to my uncle's for a visit, and I was flipping through the channels, and it was the beginning of the episode. I still remember Piper running up the stairs, and Piper was like my favorite from day one. And
you don't have to say that just because I'm
I
sitting here.
remember it. It was I was hooked on the very first episode, and I kept watching it religiously for the rest of the years. Like, if there's one thing that I miss about Charmed is the longing for the next episode. Like, I would flip for the I wanted to know what was in store, like, for the next episode and the stories. Like, that feeling that I had before watching a new episode, I'll never forget.
Oh, that's beautiful. I can't believe you actually caught it first episode original airing. That's amazing.
Yeah. And it started airing here in Greece. I believe it was in 2000. Yeah, 2 years after the original airing in the US. Yeah.
And how old were you?
No, because I was 7 when it started.
That's what I was getting at. Yeah. Okay.
And
I was 7.
What do they call it? What is the name in Greek?
In Greek. Do you want me to say the Greek word or how it translates?
Both.
Yeah, so it's called imagises, which means the witches.
Oh, okay.
And you have no idea how successful it is. It was a phenomenon here in Greece. Everybody was crazy about Charmed. Everybody was on the magazines every week, like posters, dedications. People were talking about it. It was like a once in a lifetime thing here in Greece. And I would buy the magazines, and it was like the magazines for the girls and things like that. I would sneak into the shop to buy them. And I have so many memories about that.
That's amazing.
It was great. Yeah, everybody's crazy about it. Still, they watch it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
The witches.
And can I just say one very quick story about when Drew came on?
Sure.
So, like I said, Charmed was on the magazines every week with dedications, posters. They did a whole tribute about when you had Finley. And when Drew came on, he was on the cover of a very popular girls magazine. It was called Catherine. And the headline I will never forget, because Charmed is known for its badass women and everything, and of course it's also known about the very handsome man that came on, so like Brian and Julian and Greg, and
he said Greg twice.
Whoa.
It's amazing.
Greg Vaughn, man, that man did age well. So,
Yes.
uh,
Yes. He
so,
has. It's
yeah.
a true story.
So when Drew came on, they had a picture of him looking all gorgeous and stuff. And the headline was like, finally, a good looking man on Charmed. And it was as if no other good looking man were on Charmed.
Ever
It was
existed.
like the
Oh
finally in all
my.
capital letters was what struck me at that time. I still have that. And it's still on my kids' room, like on my children's bedroom.
Yeah, childhood bedroom. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
So the editor of
Unreal.
Katarina got my email. Apparently, good to know.
Yep. I think I have it, and I'm gonna send you a picture of it.
Yes, please do. I need
will.
to see
Yeah.
this. Sure. Please do.
Drew's got a new
And-
avatar for his Instagram.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he does. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. That's amazing.
So hey, real fast, we were just discussing season 1, episode 8. The truth is out there. Did you have a chance to? Do you have any thoughts on this episode specifically?
It wasn't Brian's favorite.
Yeah, it wasn't BK's
established.
favorite. Where are you at with it?
It wasn't my favorite either. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. But it's not one of, like, in my opinion, it's not one of the standouts in the season. You have so many other iconic episodes, like, of course, the pilot. A personal favorite of mine is The Wedding from Hell.
Oh my
And
gosh, why? Why?
I'll tell you why. Because
my god,
it has
Thank
some
you.
it has some of the most iconic, like, scenes, like frames in the whole show. Like, the prosthetics are great. Like the demon is quite iconic. From Fear to Eternity is another one that I don't believe you've gotten to that one yet.
No, we haven't.
Barbas. And of course, Deja Vu all over again. I want to see Drew's reaction to that.
I can't wait. But I'm so pumped right now that you liked The Wedding from Hell.
I loved it. I love it.
Oh my god. It's something for
love
everyone.
it.
That's what the show is. It is something
Yeah.
incredible.
Can't unsee it. Can't unsee it.
Why don't you like it though, Holly?
I hate everything about it. Just everything.
Oh wow. You look cute in the little white
Right?
Right?
She looks so cute.
It
And I
just
haven't
made it
watched
even
in like
worse.
10 years, but I still remember it.
It's terrible.
Oh man.
It's just, dude, maybe if you go back now, you'll be like, yeah, no, that was terrible.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
should
so.
do a little rewatch of that. Give it a
No.
I
give it a
will.
go.
It
I will
really
actually.
never needs to see the light of day ever again.
I do plan on rewatching the whole show because I hate to say that I don't watch it anymore as often as I would like. So they just released like the high definition DVDs for the first time
God.
ever. So I want to
Nobody
go and
needs that.
buy that, and I'm gonna rewatch the whole show from the get go because I want to see how it's gonna make me feel now as an adult.
Right.
I'm sure it's gonna be all nostalgia, but I want to dive into it in a more like mature, perspective.
Very nice.
But I'm sure I'm gonna love it though.
Well, dude, we love you so much.
We
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you.
You were
Of course. And I love
unbelievably
you.
loving, supportive, and have been such an incredible.
And I have to tell you also about the Greek con. It was so very tempting, but it's on Thanksgiving weekend here. So I
Right.
have to be with the chitlins.
Right. Well, maybe next year. And
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for you to come over. You have told me so
Yeah.
many times you need to come to Greece, and my mom needs to cook for you.
Yes,
Yes,
I
she's
agree.
the best cook. Yeah.
I agree.
And I'm gonna take you like on a walk down the Acropolis so you can see all the ancient stuff. And Drew and Brian, you're also welcome to come.
Oh, thanks.
You're invited.
can we allowed
but
to
just-
come?
If we happen to come,
Yeah, it's like-
Drew,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can. I mean, if we can get a ticket over, sure.
We'll send
I
you
mean,
some
we're
dates.
welcome.
Thanksgiving,
Oh.
Schmanksgiving.
Exactly. I mean, Thanksgiving is every year. Greece.
That's
I mean,
right.
Come on.
Greece
Well,
is
I
only
hope
once.
Greece.
Greece is
No,
only
once.
once.
Greece should be every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
That's
All right,
for
I'll
thank
be
you
there next
so
weekend.
much. How you going? PK.
Thank you
Right.
so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, great seeing you.
Mwah.
Thank you for having me. Take care. And thank you so much I just have to say, thank you so much for doing this thing. We really, really appreciate it. And we've been waiting for for a show like this, for a podcast like this, from the people that did the show, and it's something that brings us a lot of joy for
Yeah.
for all of us longtime fans. Thank you for having me, and take care and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bud.
So
Oh,
So
Isn't he
sweet.
cute?
So sweet. Also,
Yeah.
such strong Jonathan Rhys Meyers vibes. It's unbelievable. Like, if Jonathan Rhys Meyers needs a doppelganger to, like, do anything, we got the guy.
It's that guy.
Is that guy.
man, I have stash envy.
But by the way, there must be a little dye there. Like, you could do a
No,
little.
He's Greek. Are you kidding? They got hair.
You
They've
could
got
maybe
dark
just
hair.
do like a little painting on it, like
Can you see it? Look, if I throw the shadow on it, it looks good.
Yeah, it's coming along.
Oh, it's really
Okay,
nice.
Imagine
there
if
it
you
is.
hadn't
There it
shaved
is.
3 weeks ago.
There you go.
How's that?
Now you look like my real dad. Chief. Okay,
Chief.
so Chief,
Oh,
shout
Chief.
out. Did you guys see that thing that my dad the other morning calls me at 7 or 8:30 in the morning asking me about a pair of just random ankle socks. Socks. These yours?
These yours?
I wanted to write back, no, they're probably from the man who's having an affair with mom. And he left them. Chief. All right. So
they weren't
next
yours.
they were not mine.
Huh.
Next up we have Natasha coming to us from South Africa.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Hey,
How
where
are
are you?
you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for being here. So one of the things that we all kind of want to know immediately is, how did you come to Charmed? Like, how did you discover it in your life?
So I was second grade and I was bullied pretty severely. And we went to this second-hand store thing and I bought like a bunch of random discs. The one I literally just got because it had a unicorn on the back of it. And I rewatched these discs over and over. And my parents got so annoyed because they were like, she's rewatching the same 3 discs over and over. Let's just get her season 1. And my dad actually told me, go get my lunch tin out of the car. There's something on the seat for you. And I just grabbed the season 1 and I ran straight back to the house, started watching it. I didn't care what was going on. I had homework. I didn't care about my homework. I just started. And from that point on, I basically watched an episode a day every day I came home from school. And that kind of helped me through like school, basically. And every year my dad would give me a new season. Up until season 8, and every time it would be something else. Like season 2 was pizza, season 3, it's every season was something. So it's very special to me because
I
of
love
that.
Very cool.
It's I don't know. I have all the discs. My friend actually stole 2 of the discs of my box set, so I need to get the new box sets for that those specific seasons. And it's actually my favorite episodes. Season 3, the first disc, the magical one. I don't know why, but I really the one where there's a little fairy in there. And Piper's all upset because she can't get married because the elders aren't really allowing it. And
that's Scout. We're gonna try and get Scout the fairy for that episode for sure. She's great. That's very cool. And Natasha is also a really fabulous artist, I've come to find. I see her edits on my Instagram all the time. I've used a few of them actually. You guys have probably seen them.
Yeah. Oh, those are you.
Yep.
Yeah, those are me. I enjoy
incredible.
playing around with graphics stuff and like editing. It's just a hobby that I do every now and then. And I don't know, because I feel like Holly has impacted my life in a way I can't really explain. So I feel like doing stuff like that for her and just knowing that I can make her smile in any kind of way means a lot to me because she's helped me through a lot.
Well,
speechless.
That's fantastic.
Wow. That's really, really
so did you watch this episode recently?
Not yet. No, I still have to get to it because I was running around. I went to gym and then I came home and the power was out, so I had to sort everything out. But I'm planning on watching it after this.
But you did watch season 1 for a year.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any hot takes on The Truth Is Out There? That's the episode we're discussing today.
I actually do, yes. So in the
Yes.
beginning, there was a theater scene and it says Love's Deadly Desire. I wanted to know if that was a take on Love's Deadly Triangle because Holly's cast it in there.
It
Or is it just like,
wasn't. It was just a weird coincidence. It was so weird. I noticed that too. I was like, "Wait a minute." But no, no, it was a total coincidence. It's so weird.
yeah, because I was like, what is that a hint? Is it some kind of trailer that they put in there for you? But
No, it would have been great, but no, it was just like an accident. So
Love
funny.
those happy accidents.
Mhm.
I actually
Okay.
really like Piper's character growth in this episode because what I realized is Martin kept pushing her and she kept taking it until the point where the true spell was casted and she was able to actually be true to herself in a way because she was able to stand up to him and say, no, I can't do this for you anymore. I quit. Unfortunately, that was forgotten, but she still stood up to him after that. So I feel like that had a big impact on her character growth, essentially.
It did, yeah. Piper was a little wishy-washy in the beginning. Bless her.
Well, I enjoyed watching her character grow as much as it did.
Yeah. And then, she becomes the aggressor with, Leo just can't take it anymore. Just gonna go right in. Go big or go home.
Yeah, that tracks. I feel that makes sense. We just nod. We're yes men.
Yeah.
When it comes, that's what you learn very quickly in this world. We're yes men. Whatever you want.
Funny.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's a good way to go at life. I mean, if you say yes at everything, essentially you'll kind of pass more opportunity if you say yes to everything.
That's true. It's very true.
But it was so lovely of you to join us from all the way from South Africa. And I love that your dad really supported supported us and supported you in your because sometimes I feel like, kids were too young to watch the show because I felt like not compared to today's standards, but I felt like it was kind of violent and I wasn't sure if like little kids should be watching it. Like I felt bad.
I think that it has a good balance, and that's what makes so that kids can watch it because there's a bit of comedy in there, and there's a bit of everything. So yes, there is some horror vibe thing. I love that. When I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of Ghost Whisperer and stuff, and I would make my friends watch. I had this little portable DVD player I would take to school every day. I got trouble for that because some parents weren't very happy with me for showing their kids
Right.
this, but I would make all my friends watch it because it was something that helped me. So I wanted to pass it on to my friends because obviously you want to show something. If it helps you, you want to show it to other people. But I was
No.
told not to take my DVD player with me to school anymore, and I was given a warning because I kept showing everyone this show. But for me, it was more than just like I didn't understand what was so bad about it because I was never raised in that oh no magic thing.
Right.
Where I know a lot of my friends were, they weren't even allowed to watch Harry Potter at the time.
Wow.
So yeah, it was a bit hectic. It made me scared to tell my dad I was watching it, but it comes out he was watching it as well when he was younger, so he knew exactly what I was talking about.
Oh,
No
how
way.
funny.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I was very happy with that at least. My mom, she liked Ghost Whisperer, and I'm trying to get her into Charmed now. Like only now
Sweet.
because she always used to watch it because she's like, no, I don't like magic. It's unrealistic. I'm like, you need to trust me. This is not just about magic. This is about family and everything.
Yes.
That's
That's
right.
exactly
yeah.
right.
Yep. That's what we
I
like
also
about
wanted
it.
to add something.
Okay.
I actually made notes while I was watching the episode today. So for me, I just wanted to add that the special effects in this episode was quite good for the time period. Like watching back that far and seeing when it was made and then seeing the special effects compared to now, I'm quite shocked at how good they were back then.
Yeah, they were
What stood
getting
out was when Hannah was
better.
like, they were getting better. It was
Yeah.
very, very good for me for the time period. And I really enjoyed rewatching that episode again. I've rewatched Tron numerous times, but I always skip to season 2, which is not a good habit because I've watched season 1 so many times that I'm like, no, we're gonna skip to season 2. But now going back, I'm like, oh, I'm noticing a few things now that I didn't notice for a while because I've grown up more and I
Right.
see more things with a different sides.
Yeah.
So it was fun to rewatch. And Brian, your character Leo back then, oh my goodness.
Woo, woo.
Wow.
So funny.
Come on.
Wow.
That's how we
Literally,
all feel.
my
By the way,
favorite
that's how I
part.
feel every time I put on an episode.
Oh, like, wow.
My favorite part is like when he's like, "Did I do something I need to apologize for?" And I was like, "Yes, you
Yes, you
did.
did.
Yes, you did, bad boy." Just kidding.
No, Piper made the first move. He's not the bad one.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Ooh, Piper,
That's right.
that's what
Tell
I,
my
by the way,
ex-wife that.
hey, for the record, I wrote aggressive Piper. And I spelled it like that too, how I just said it.
You know, she was just trying to find herself in this episode a lot. A lot of it.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I really like how Phoebe and Piper were kind of fighting about Leo the entire time, and then it came out that she only liked Leo because, well, Piper liked Leo. But in the beginning, it was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Is that addressed, by the way? And further down the line?
Oh no, it's a shirt, and then I have my gym pants on.
Oh no, sorry. The Piper admitting, or no, the Phoebe admitting to Piper that she only was into Dale.
Oh,
Towards, the
yeah,
end, towards the end of the episode, yes.
Yeah,
she did say it in the
she
episode.
said,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, I'm only into Leo because you like him.
No,
Yes.
I know she
Shannon
said that,
called
but
her out.
Yeah.
but then does she
Prue.
ever? Is that ever brought up again?
No. Oh,
No.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe next episode. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
No.
I don't really think so, but maybe it could be like kind of just put in there on the sideline, but it's not really like focused on.
Got it. Okay, good to know. Well, thank
I
you so
really
much
like
for.
chemistry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You liked what?
I like chemistry between Leo and Piper. Like that was actually my favorite scene when Piper was under the true spell, and they had that little scene. It was like my favorite scene in the episode because of chemistry. Yeah.
Thank you. We were just talking about that awkward moment.
How was it for you guys to like know that you were gonna be a couple? Like, how did you guys react to that initially?
Well, I feel like they were throwing so many guys at the girls in the beginning of the show that we kind of like never knew who we were going to show up and kiss that week. So it was kind of like nutty, a little nutty.
I didn't know at all. You know, I knew there were other guys and whatever, and you know, you wanted to be the guy that one of the sisters had a relationship with. So it was a little bit of knowing there's some competition, right? You know, having all that going on, and I guess I felt that whoever has the best chemistry here may win out, but apparently that wasn't the case, neighbor Dan.
Oh, poor Dan.
Well, hey, at
Is Dan my
least she
dad?
ended up choosing it.
Dan might be your dad.
No, who's the
That
fireman?
might.
The
fireman's
fireman?
Greg.
Greg.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Greg.
He was
Dan
good.
is just the hot neighbor.
Yes.
That's right.
Also named
Just the
Greg.
hot neighbor.
Just the odd neighbor.
Don't worry,
was the hot
you were
neighbor.
pretty good too.
But
Incredible.
apparently, according to the Greek magazines,
Stop.
nobody.
No, please
compared
stop
to
it right
Chris.
now. Stop
Nobody
it right now.
compared to Chris.
The Greek magazine Katrina.
Yes.
Do you
No
have that?
one.
Anybody? No.
No,
Do you own it?
no,
We're
I
gonna
don't
have
know.
to
Have you
find
heard
it.
of it?
We're gonna
No.
put a picture up.
Let's
Not
not.
just. We need proof.
I
I
would
don't
like
think
to
it's-
see.
Okay. Well, I have my best man on it.
Yes, you do.
Oh my god, I do.
Yes, you do.
Incredible. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out with us, and just being such an amazing fan and lover of the show and supporter of us. We're so grateful to have you, and like your beautiful art that you've done, and yeah, all of it. We're super, super grateful. So
Thank you. I'm
Thank
grateful to
you.
you guys too.
It was so good to see you.
Good to see you. Have a great day. It's evening here, but have a great day.
cheers.
Thank you.
See you.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.
Did she say second grade? Was that,
Yeah.
did I catch that? How
Yeah.
old are you in second grade?
Too young
8.
to watch the show.
8?
Yeah, so I'm about 8 or 9.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the first time I've heard from different people picking up the show that early, though.
No.
It's the same thing though with Simpsons or Family Guy or any of these other stories where a lot of it will go over the heads of 8-year-olds.
We like put a crowbar through the third eye in this one, though.
That's true. You did do that.
mean,
That's pretty not subtle. That's
was
the
not
opposite of subtle.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But she turned out okay.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She's
They're all
fine. Nothing to see here. It's
It didn't
fine.
scar anybody's childhood. Anybody's. No,
Yeah,
just her.
listen, like we established very early on, bad guys are bad, and if they have a third eye, you should
Gotta
probably
stab
take
it.
them out.
Yeah.
Gotta stab
Not
it.
metaphorically, you know.
Right.
Yeah, her parents were showing it to her for the moral reasons of the show.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
immediately said it's like it's not just about witches, it's about family.
Right.
And that's the
And I love, the thing that shouldn't be missed is her father turned her onto it.
Well,
which
it was
is-
pre-screened. Pre-screened.
Right, but he being the father to turn a daughter onto a show like that is outside of what we normally hear of how people pick up the show. They find it on their own, but to actually have a dad share it, I think that's pretty wild. Generally, it's I watched it with my mom or this or moms and daughters and granddaughters. But it's nice to know dads were watching too.
Hi. Howdy.
Hi. Sorry, guys. I was having all the issues.
Are
That's
you
okay.
at work and stealing away some moments right now?
I actually am. I'm on my lunch break. Yeah, I'm sitting in the conference room.
Aw. Well,
Cute.
get fired. Don't get fired because of us, or maybe
I'm-
do.
I'm not. I'm on my break.
Well, hey, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
We're stoked to have you on our show, The
I am
House of
too.
Hallowell.
This was actually one of my favorites because of the spell. I love the truth spell.
It is. It's one of my favorites too.
The True Spell or the episode?
The truth spell.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually like it was actually one of my favorite spells. And one of my favorite scenes was when the girls found out that Prue had cast it. So yeah, and one of my favorite lines was actually Piper's, where Phoebe asked her like, what did she think about her boss? So yeah, I loved she's like, I think he's a self-serving jerk who has a very small penis.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
and then
She said the P word.
P word. We're gonna have to bleep that out.
That's fine.
No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I was gonna say, as much as y'all cuss on here, please.
Yeah, you can say penis. It's fine.
Exactly. It's a clinical
hey,
term.
Hey, one of the questions we've been wanting to know is how did you come to Charmed originally, and what was the appeal like, and were you an instant fan and all the things?
I will say I'm a very late fan when it comes to Charmed because I got into it recently. I noticed it on Netflix and I had it saved, and I think it was during a time after I was grieving my grandmother. I had lost her in 2019. And something just told me to get into the show. I don't know actually how I got into it, and I just started watching it, and it helped me through the grieving process of losing her. And since it's all about family orientation, I'm very big on family, so that's how it helped me. And wait, what was the other question?
Well, no, just expanding on how you discovered it and what were
Well,
the
yeah, that's
the
really how I.
circumstances, reasons, etc.?
Oh yeah, that was really how I kind of got into it. I just saw it and I had it saved for a while, and like, you know what, I need to finally watch it. And now it's like one of my favorite comfort shows. Like I haven't stopped watching it since because I was like start something else and now I'll just go right back to Charmed.
And through that, the charm community, Twitter, going to conventions, you've met other friends and made other friends through the show.
She was a dino. You're going to have to explain to them about the dinos and just how happy it actually makes me, because it's a very important part of my life.
It's actually funny because I actually thought about like coming to the meeting as a dino. So that's actually really funny that you brought that up, and I did not do it. So I'm sorry. Disappointment there. But yeah, the dino thing. Yeah, I met a lot of people through Charmed, Alicia, Rihanna. It was actually Alicia's idea to do the dino thing with Holly. So she like asked us one day when we went to one of the first times with her, and she's like, "Hey, we should all dress up." So Alicia just happened to have like 4 dino costumes, and so yeah, it just became a thing, and everybody just loves the dinos.
Dino, like a dinosaur?
Yeah, like
the
inflatable
T-Rex
dinosaur.
At the conventions, I have my own. I
Yeah.
have my
No,
own
you
team.
How have I
I
never
have my
seen
own
this?
team.
This
How
is
have you never
amazing.
seen this?
I
I
will
mean,
have
so
to
when we
send
did,
you the video.
yeah,
But yeah.
you're gonna have to send us the clips, because now they just do it for their own selves now. Like they meet each other at airports in the dino costumes.
Incredible.
And I'm like, wait a minute. This is not about me anymore. There's just, and when they're at the cons, literally people take more pictures with them than they do me. It's a real thing.
I swear we're not trying to take away from you. Really, it's all just for you, and then it just happens. Oh, hey, can we take a picture with you guys? Sure, why not? So yeah.
So you're cosplaying dinos,
Yeah.
like a pack. You guys are a pack.
It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
And they
That's
have
amazing.
T-shirts too. They have T-shirts. They wear T-shirts.
Yeah.
No way. Can I get one of those?
You'd have to
I expect you to show up at the next con and wearing it, Drew.
I will. Wait till you see the shirt I have for us next week.
Oh no.
It's in the wash. I just got it.
Oh dear.
It's very exciting.
So yeah, the dino thing has taken a life of its own. So yeah, I actually, outside of this, Holly, I'm actually planning on like dressing up when I go to my second job. So I'm going to do it again. So you'll see it pretty soon, for sure.
I'm so excited. I'm just so, it's the little things that make me really, really happy. Except they're actually kind of a big inflatable thing.
It is, yeah. But it's so much fun to do. So just bringing joy to her face, everyone else's faces at the cons, it's been great. So.
That's really cool. So when you rewatch and you say it's kind of your go-to, you kind of keep going back to it. Is it something that you watch in order, or do you just kind of pick an episode randomly and just start watching it?
It actually depends, because sometimes I will like completely start over, and then sometimes I'm like, you know what, I want to watch this episode, so I'll just cut on an episode. So it just all depends on my mood. But actually, lately I've been watching back with you guys. So
and this
yeah,
probably wasn't
again
one of the greatest. I mean, Dead Man Dating is up there at the top. We've all established this.
Hands down.
Top. Hands down. What else for you?
This is probably a 7, maybe a 6.
What, this episode you're giving a 7 or a 6?
Yeah.
Like a rating scale? Where are you at with that?
You, Jordan, what do you got any notes on this episode?
Yeah, what do we got for us if we have story notes?
Probably just about like what she said, like a 7 or a 6. Because like I said, I like the Dead Man Dating one too.
That's a 10.
It's a 10.
Oh, I put Dead Man Dating at a 10 for me.
Oh.
Wait, did you just freeze us?
No, it was a 10. No, it's a 10. It's not a freeze. It's a 10.
Just froze
Freeze is
us.
different. The freeze is different.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, she goes back.
See?
Jazz hands.
We've established that she freezes and she goes back like she's...
She does not go back.
She does not go back when she does it.
She does not, Drew. You insist on doing it wrong.
Watch the show.
Wrong.
He'll get it. I think the more he goes along, he'll eventually get it.
He'll never get it.
I'll never get it.
Leo and Piper's first kiss wasn't like...
Yeah, how'd you feel about that?
That wasn't
Oh
Brian
my
Do we have any
still-
notes?
God.
Did they
Brian-
need more
Brian is
passion?
still
Wait, this is really important, and
critiquing
everyone
himself
wants to know.
20
Did they
years
need
later.
to have more passion and like maybe some tongue involved? Is this
No, I thought it
Oh,
was
you
good enough
liked it?
passion. Yeah, I liked it.
It's good
okay?
enough.
The first one or the second one?
The first one, like when Piper rushes up to him, I thought that was enough passion. She actually like went in like and kind of grabbed hold. I thought it was good.
Yeah, holy
Yeah,
smokes!
see,
I think it was good. I think it was good.
your ex-wife was wrong. It was the first one, not the second one.
Well, yeah. I think the first one was better.
Oh, I do too. She really she knew what she wanted and she went for it.
Exactly. He's like, I'm
That's how
still waiting
she
on it to happen.
rolls.
It's like, see?
Look at her. Because she's blushing because it's true.
So yeah, that was a good
Gosh.
kiss for you both. That was actually another one of my favorite scenes. Yeah. Like finally she went after him. Yes.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Enough talking.
Fine, no more
Distraction.
kiss talk. What? Anything else in the episode that stood out for you, or like notes wise that you were like, whether it was the effects, the bad guy, the performances, Andy under the true spell? We really didn't touch on that other than he killed it.
I actually was kind of rooting for Andy when I first saw that episode. I was hoping that he would be open to her being a witch. So that kind of hurt a bit. Like, ouch, I really thought he would go for it. But I feel like maybe if Prue kind of gave him enough time, maybe he kind of would have came around to like, you know what, it's not so bad. But what do you guys think?
I think it was super harsh. But without the drama, where do you go? It can't all be love and happiness and second kisses and home wrecking.
Wow.
It can't all be that.
Look at BK. BK loves this too. This is the best.
Home wrecking.
That's, by the way, that's the clip. That's the episode. That, make a note, please. That is the clip of clips.
Clip of the day.
You can't all be home wrecking.
No.
Oh, I did make another note.
Oh.
I did notice something at the beginning. Was it the movie that you guys went to see? I think it was called Love's Deadly Desire. On the Charm, it was I guess a Charm fandom website. They made note of this. Do you think the movie was kind of reference to what you did, Holly? The two movies, Love's Deadly Triangle and then Chains Desire?
It wasn't, but it should have been.
Are
It
you
totally
serious?
wasn't. It was just a weird coincidence. So
Oh my God.
weird.
I was hoping it was, and I was like, dang it.
I know. I should just change the story and say,
Yeah,
yes,
are you sure? Are you 100% sure that your
positive.
story is correct with this?
I
Right.
am. I'm positive.
Okay.
I know the guy that knows a guy that did it.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a no. But I just might change my answer.
I think you should.
I think you should too. I mean, like, look, revisionist history. It's what you want.
Exactly.
By the way, though, to answer your question, I actually really liked that moment in the end with Andy and Shannon in the hall. You were kind of touching on like Andy was a bit harsh with that, but I thought you need obstacles in storytelling, obviously, and like this is a big obstacle. So I don't speak English anymore. That's cool.
Yep.
Yum yum. Well, I'm getting emotional because clearly I think this is one of those moments, right, where if he leans in and says, yeah, absolutely, then there's a potential for these two to be happily ever after, kind of like, and then we'd get another kiss, another really good kiss. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Holly. But I think it also, from just an acting standpoint, watching those two play that scene, and it landed for me. I was like, oh man, that's tough. Like someone's not being able to accept them. And that's one of those reoccurring themes. It's like ownership and acceptance of who you really are. And I think it did a really good job of kind of playing out with this dynamic, specifically in this episode.
I agree.
I'm going to give the episode a 7, by the way.
Okay. All
I
right.
found, honestly, for me, as far as here we are, episode 8, their relationship development and what they've shared so far to the audience, I feel like the emotion that's they're supposedly have already, and they've said I love you. I as an audience, I didn't see this relationship develop to this point where it's so emotional.
Oh,
So
it's too soon
for
for
me,
you.
I'm like, I
It's
don't,
too soon.
it seems a little bit like reaching, because you haven't shown me their growth as a couple,
No,
that they're
but
that invested in each other.
we established that they were like childhood sweethearts. Like they said, did they ever make it to the prom? No, ew, gross.
Right.
But
Ew.
yeah,
I
ew,
missed that.
yeah. Well, you got to rewatch it. Is the thing. You got to rewatch it. Is kind of
Which
the thing.
which episode is that? I'll make sure to dive back in. Is it the Dream Sorcerer?
Please no. Please God no.
Don't
Please
go back
God
to
no.
that one. Don't go back to
Hiding
that
from
one.
So in first season, where does this stand for you, echelon wise? Where did we finally put it for you specifically? Towards the bottom? Maybe I'm changing mine to a 6. BK, that was a good note.
See?
I mean,
It's definitely not at the bottom.
No,
Dream Sorcerer
in the
might be
middle.
at the bottom. Yeah, I'd say in the
Okay.
middle.
it
Okay.
is in the middle. I mean, listen, again, the girls have proven that their chemistry, the fun, the action, the emotion is there. I'm going to tune in next week. As far as storyline goes, and I think that's why it's more of the 6, 7. But I think what they offered, and it's like Holly said at the beginning, getting their feet under them, and they're moving now. And I think the show's really finding its feet here. So I don't want to call it a 6, because I feel there's so many positives on the other side of it.
Fair. Great.
And first and second kisses.
I could rewatch the first and second kiss over and over.
Ah, I wish I had
Let's
video of that
not.
pot hitting the window.
Oh, wow.
I do too, actually. I had no idea. Who knew? Who
By the
knew?
way, I have a very similar story, but I guess I can save it.
Save it
She
for
shall-
later.
Yeah, she shall not be named, but it was real dark coming home when I was on the show. Oh, real dark.
What?
Oh, sorry. Too many inside jokes.
It's a running theme that when
When men
come on
enter
the show
the
and are
charmed
around
world,
the charmed
your
ones,
personal relationships are ruined.
women at home are
What?
very
Yes.
jealous.
Yeah, guilty.
come
Look at
on.
you. You're guilty. You're smart. Look at
Come
that
on.
smile.
Oh, actually, I
You are
know which
so-
girlfriend you're talking about.
Yes.
I totally just remember her name. Oh dear.
We can bleep it.
So, Chardon, what was it about the show? I know you were going through a period and a time in your life, but what was it about the theme of the show? Was it the girls? Was it the sisterhood, the family? What was it that really got you, continually watching? Was it their dynamic, the comedy? I mean, all of it?
Basically all of it. So the sisterhood, because I also have 2 other sisters, but I'm not the middle, even though Piper is my favorite. I'm the baby. But yeah, just the sisterhood, the closeness of their family. Because I have a really big family, especially on my mom's side. So it's just that family uniqueness that got me drawn to it. So.
And had you already been into magic? Were you watching Buffy at the time or any other shows like that? Were you always into kind of a sci-fi fantasy show?
Actually, don't take my card away. I have not watched Buffy yet. I am a 90s baby and I have not
That's
watched Buffy yet.
okay. That's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't feel as bad. But yeah, I haven't actually watched Buffy, but I was watching, of course, like Harry Potter, stuff like that. So I was already into like the witches, wizard type things. So
Just out of curiosity, who's your house?
I think
in
I'm a
Harry
mix. I think I'm Hufflepuff. I'm between Hufflepuff and Gryffindor. But I
Okay.
think it's mostly Hufflepuff. So.
Yeah, Hufflepuff's the most fun to say, isn't it? Hufflepuff.
BK, you're definitely a Hufflepuff for sure.
I just because I like saying it, and I have no idea what that means, but I like saying it. So yeah.
Oh
I'm a
man,
Huffle.
I got
Can I
a
say
couple
Hufflepuffle?
I got a couple movies for you that I think you should check out. They're really good. Well, hey, thank you so much for being here on your during your break, hanging out with
Thank
us,
you. Don't get
supporting
fired.
channel, supporting the House of Hallowell, and supporting Charmed. It's really amazing. We're so grateful to have you.
Of course. I'm always going to support you guys.
Ah, thank you so much.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm very happy that I got to be one of the first guests. So I'm always going to support you guys, and congratulations on the podcast. You guys are doing amazing. I've been seeing a lot of positive reviews in the Charm groups on Facebook, especially. So everybody's loving it.
Ah, good.
Awesome.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So
Thank you, Miss. It was good to see you.
good to see you guys.
Yeah, great.
Next time I
seeing
see you better be dressed as a dinosaur.
Definitely.
That's all I'm
I
saying.
will
No,
make-
she will be.
I have never
Definitely.
seen it. This is new to me, or I want
It's
a
quite
T-shirt
a
at the very
sight.
least, please.
It is quite a sight.
Okay.
It's a Queen Friday site.
Yeah,
So if
you
yeah,
can pull up pictures in a heartbeat.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
so,
Dino
yeah,
fans.
Sorry.
yeah, next con, hopefully, if we ever see you, we'll have to dress up for you. Too.
Coming.
Sorry, Holly.
Coming
Well, of course,
for you.
Holly will be the main person, but yeah.
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 I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah.
I just like the little arms.
T-Rex arms.
Yeah, the T-Rex arms. Oh my God. Hilarious. All right.
Well, awesome. Be well.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
bye.
Later.
All right.
This was awesome. I love discussing the episode with you two today. I loved our guests. They're so kind and sweet, and it's amazing how they've all found it and different things resonated from across the way. And yeah, I don't know what else I got. That's all I got. BK, anything?
No, it's nice. I love bringing our fans in and, seeing their faces again. It's really, it's a reminder of why, we go out and do cons and to be able to meet, people and see their reactions and hear the stories. And 3 of our favorites, obviously, not to discount anybody else. There's so many favorites, but, bringing
Yeah,
smiles
kids,
every
don't
now and
fight.
then.
Don't fight. There's room for everybody.
Yeah.
There really is room for
And
everybody.
you don't have to wear a dinosaur suit,
Well, sometimes you do.
but it
Just
helps.
saying.
Sometimes you do.
It
helps.
does help. It does. It helps me a lot.
Yeah. They're fantastic.
I
Where
can't
were we
wait
at
to see
90s
this.
con and all of a sudden we look up and there's like 3 dinosaurs coming
No,
out?
there was like 4.
Oh,
there
it's
was like
it's a
4.
full pack.
It
Do
is.
was
they
a
do
full
like
pack.
a V too?
Yeah, and I'm telling you, literally, they draw a crowd. Like they draw the crowd away from us to them, but still, it's a favorite part of my day. For
It's
sure.
Incredible.
And like I asked her earlier, it's not just the show, but she's part of a group of friends that have met, that have got together. They meet at cons. They've met online. There's discussion groups. They've made friends because of our show. And to me, that's it. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, cross
it really
country
is.
and actually like worldwide.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I like that she found it and it was a really good comforting thing for her as well. Like you hear that a lot. We keep hearing that a lot. And I keep reading about how much this is it's resonating for people on all the levels. It's
It
good.
was that second kiss that did it.
It
telling
really
ya.
was. Guys, you are responsible. Nothing we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that second kiss. Well, thanks everyone for stopping by and checking out the House of Hallowell. You can download it wherever you listen to your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Google. There's so many out there. I didn't
All
know
the Spotify.
all the platforms. And if you like listening and you also want to watch, check out the patreon.com/House of Hallowell. And you'll get to watch this. Watch us kiss. Watch them kiss.
I think you two should kiss. How about that?
Season 9.
I think we
Season
did
9
that
happened.
in fan fiction.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Leo Chris kissing.
Let's
in fan
let's
fiction.
not get people onto that.
Yeah, sorry about that. And by the way, the girl's name was